Wangless News, exclusively on BBC Radio 1. Hello, this is breaking news from tonight's broadcast. It's as though Overwatch 2 is no longer getting a PVE mode, even though it was advertised heavily and was the reason that everyone changed over from the original Overwatch to the new one, which made them have to buy a bunch of new skins and grind a new game, even though it was just a reverse night mode version of the same game. What's that? Hold on. I'm hearing gamers are very upset and they're rioting in the streets, pitchforks and torches ablaze. More at 7. Okay, hold on. Gotta kind of hard to see this in the yeah, I guess Overwatch, they just decided to bam, Thanos snap support for the PvE that was going on out of existence. Now, to be fair, they've had a lot of hard times. There's been a lot of controversies, there's COVID, and there's also the fact that, I don't know, Bobby Kotick is probably your boss telling you need to meet timelines, who's arguably one of the worst people ever, let alone in video games. Like, he actually had a meme going around where he was like getting really angry and like threatening people because they photoshopped devil horns on him. So, which I think is hilarious that you'd have to get to the point where you're like, legal action, stop calling me the devil, I will sue. It is defamation to the devil. Yeah, Overwatch 2 sucks right now because it's kind of stagnant. There's not a lot of new content, and if there is, it's like, hey, look at this new tank character that we kind of made up because we need to do something here. We need to provide something new. And yeah, PvE was supposed to be like a big thing that everyone was looking forward to, myself included. Now, am I a huge Overwatch 1 fan? No, I'm not super attached to the game. I tried it and I suck. I'm like above average for FPS players. My friends would say I'm below average, but people who are here, and they are really good. So he's former rank 1 Overwatch. He plays in the contenders leagues, right? And he's like really heavily invested in the game. And he posted this video. Overwatch 2 will be a hollow shell of what was promised, years of a content drought for fractions of what was promised, no hero talent trees, basically a regular Overwatch campaign being released in very small chunks, and it was all for basically nothing. Now, for full context, this has been going on since about 2019. The game came out in 2016, and it hasn't got a lot of support. Games as a service is kind of a new business model for the games industry, I guess, to be fair. The only other really comparing business model is for MMOs. So when you slow down content like that and there's a live service that's that's maybe that's his content, right? It's his job is to try to make content on this game, and to be told that basically 4 years of your life have been wasted because, hey, we couldn't really manage ourselves correctly, that's really frustrating. Now, obviously, that no hate should be directed towards the developers, and it probably will be misconstrued in some kind of way. However, hey, maybe there's other games you guys should try that are going to respect your time more. Maybe games as a service, something like this, live service game business models, they're not super sustainable just because they're popular and everyone's trying to get the one thing that works. Everyone wants to be the next Valorant. Everyone thinks they can somehow be the next Valorant. As if Riot isn't basically a casino, like, money-making machine off skins, from all the League of Legends players, all the people who are constantly putting money into the game, all the idiots like me who buy Valorant skins because, hey, it's really cool. I justified in my mind that, hey, it's worth it because I'm going to be getting this for free. Most games are not like that, and the more people keep trying to think that they can, like they just can because, like, oh, I'm Blizzard. You're not safe because you're Blizzard. You're not safe because you made StarCraft Brood War in like 1999. Times, I think, are going to be really, like, history itself is going to be specifically unfair when it comes to games as a service and live game models. When we look at games like Overwatch 2 is probably, I don't know if I want to say like an example of a game that dies because it's not dead yet, but it looks like this is pretty normal. Like this experience.
My neck or something. I don't know.
Listen to this man.
I want to say, before I get really pissed off here in a second,
He's like, before I get super pissed and I scream at someone directly.
It takes a lot of balls to come out and just be like, yeah, guys, how you envisioned PVE, how we promised PVE in 2019 with skill trees, Borderlands-esque replayability, the reason why we stopped making Overwatch content for years developers, screw over all the creators, the players, everything. Everything. Yeah, that's not gonna happen anymore.
For years. This guy is not having a good day. You know, and his justification for being this angry, you know, and him being like, hey, you know, it like I understand it's not an individual basis. It's not like all the developers like, you know what? Yeah, let's just destroy our work. More than likely they're being pushed by someone else who still doesn't understand what people want, you know, and is more just driven by profit, which I think is something that people constantly overlook when they compare games like Overwatch to Valorant and they say, "Hey, why can't we be like Valorant?" Well, Valorant really, I don't know. They're constantly making small changes because they have a really good core. And I think a lot of people are just happy with that game just on its own. They don't need anything special, they don't need anything fancy. And it's like people don't understand the business model of Riot Games in comparison to theirs. So I think that maybe if this Xbox merger goes through and Microsoft, I guess, right? I know, would they be part of Xbox Game Studio? Whatever. I think that if Microsoft acquires Activision Blizzard, they should probably remove the people who are making these decisions and actually let these game studios invest time into like their IP and make it as good as they can because yeah, I don't know, for some reason they're like, let's just cut it. It's not good enough. Let's just drop it. It's not good enough. Um and I think it could have been. So it's time to stop. It's time to stop, Activision Blizzard. You get it? Because the old Filthy Frank meme. Anyway, that's pretty much all I have to say about it. As someone who doesn't really play, I have Overwatch 2 installed on my computer because I try to play with friends and I suck really bad at the game. And it's still pretty fun. Just like the first game is still pretty fun. And people are like holding hope that, hey, like, yeah, don't worry. If Blizzard really uses this as a wake up call, like, I think the party's over. I think that a lot of content creators should try to diversify, and maybe if you are feeling like you're stuck in a niche, don't use it as a lesson to try to diversify your content. Try to find people who just like you for your content and the games like that you enjoy, and you're showing joy for the things. It doesn't have to be like, you know, your entire career is based around one thing that could fail based on a random executive who's getting paid millions of dollars just Thanos snapping years of work and content out of existence. So anyway, this is Chris. I hope you enjoyed my news update about Overwatch, and I will talk to you guys sometime soon. Um, and yeah, I'm a diva main. What's up? Y'all got a problem? Peace. I'll give you the peace sign before I like blow up my mech and behind a wall and then you kill me. All right, goodbye.